Well, greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to this night-ending bonus upload. Before we jump into it, a couple links. As many of you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, channel membership, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership is in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support the channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things really do help the channel to continue to grow and go. And yes, folks, they really do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump in to tonight's night-ending bonus upload, shall we? All right, everybody. Today I have a subscriber with us. Her name is Holly, and she is from Northern California. She's taken some time out of her day to share some of her experiences that she has had. I've talked to her for a little bit. Definitely very fascinating person. I've had a great conversation with her. Holly, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to come on and share some of your experiences with us. I'm going to turn the floor over to you. The only time I may interrupt is if I have a question or, I'm something pertinent, like, oh, well, how tall was it? Something like that. But other than that, the floor is yours.
All right. The first experience was we had one of the farmers, they had lost probably about 15 goats and probably about 30 lambs. We were told that it was a pack of dogs. Now, I've been living in this town for 9 years and have never seen a pack of dogs. So they put that up to animal attack. So one night, my kids got home late, around 11:30, 12 o'clock, and something had caught their attention down the street, so they started walking towards it. And it was about 9 feet tall. It was on all fours. It was about 5.5 feet tall on all fours. But then it stood up. It was about 9 feet tall, and I thought, okay, my son is exaggerating. The look on my daughter's face told me completely different. She says, Mom, it was huge. It has red eyes. It was black. They did not see a tail because this was down the street. So I'm wondering if it wasn't actually bigger because it was down the street.
Right.
And they got in the house. My daughter and my son used to walk around at night. They won't anymore. It scared them that bad.
How old were they at the time, if you don't mind me asking?
Actually, it was about 2 years ago that this happened. So Sarah's 30 and Jake is 25.
Wow.
So then my sister, she lives 2 blocks up from where I live. And one night she has 7 dogs. The dogs were going nuts. And this was like 1 o'clock in the morning. So my sister had a couple of shots and she thinks she is 10 foot tall and bulletproof. She's only 5 foot, Jeff. That's what's so funny about it.
Right.
And she's FaceTiming her son. And she walks out. What are you guys barking at? All the dogs come running back in the house with their tails tucked, except her little service dog, because she has bad health. and he's only 3 pounds. He's an applehead Chihuahua, and the Chihuahua was trying to stand between it and my sister. She goes, "What the hell is that?" And she turns the phone around, and the kids see it on the FaceTime call. They see the thing. Now, they have an 8-foot fence.
Uh-huh.
This thing's head was standing about a foot above that. And it started to growl at her. Her kids are screaming at her, "Mom, Mom, get the fuck in the house. Mom, it's growling at you. Get in the fucking house now." And she said that all she saw was a black outline. She's also night blind, and red eyes, straight up red eyes. And the dog kept on grabbing her leg, trying to get her to go. So she finally turned around and went in. But there's many times that we will be sitting out, and all of a sudden it's like all the dogs in town just go nuts, and then it's dead silent. You hear nothing. No frogs, no crickets, nothing. Wow. It's like everybody stops to hear the howls that are coming from over at the school.
That's crazy. I don't mean to go back, but when your kids saw it, they were down. What was it doing? Like, how did that end? Did they just turn and walk away, or?
No, it took off. It took off running.
Towards the school, towards that area?
Yeah, well, yeah, up towards the buttes.
Okay.
Up towards the buttes, and on the other side is the Sacramento River.
Okay.
So it would have been coming from the Sacramento River, heading up east towards the buttes. Because west is the ocean.
Okay. Now, do you think that was the same one? Like, have you and your sister talked about your kids' experience and hers?
Yes.
Do you guys think that could possibly be the same creature that was, or do you think there's more out there in your area than that one?
I'm not sure. I think it may be the same one, but I do know that when those times when you can hear the howls, it's like a strange howl. It's not like a coyote, and it's not like a wolf.
Right.
And at the end of it, it almost sounds like a scream.
Huh. Yeah, that's good.
And it will make the hair stand up on your neck. It is just so bizarre. Also, the high school in our town, all the animals were taken from the barn, and there are houses right across on all 3 sides of the high school, so somebody would have seen if it was people that stole the animals, but they were all gone. They never found them.
Really? Wow.
For the 4-H.
Yep. So we're talking horses and stuff like that, chickens,
yep.
I'm imagining.
Yep.
And, wow.
Cows, pigs.
Now, for people that aren't familiar with the buttes, what is the buttes?
The buttes come off of, it connects from Shasta, it goes to Lassen, then goes over to Paradise. It runs all the way down to Sacramento.
Right, so it's a small mountain range.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's made of lava rock is basically what it's made out of.
Okay.
And there's a lot of crevices in there. There's a lot of caves in there. It's a beautiful area, but I know that I wouldn't go hiking the buttes after knowing what I know now.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, knowing me and, people who have listened to and you living there, Mount Shasta, if it connects to Mount Shasta, and the incredible stuff that goes on up there is the connection there is just a kind of a trail, you can follow the buttes down to, so there's definitely some scary crap going on in your area.
Oh yes, it is very scary. And like I said, when you hear those howls in the middle of the night, because I have insomnia, so I'm up and unfortunately I smoke, so I go outside for a cigarette. and you can hear them off in the distance, and then you can hear, like they're getting closer to town. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It starts getting louder and louder, and it's like the animals know. I have an 89-pound boxer that she is absolutely fearless, and I have seen her tuck her little nub and went in the house when that has happened.
Yeah.
So they sense something.
Yeah, all animals definitely do, especially with everything going silent too, That's insane. Wow. Now, you shared with me something about some geese.
Oh, yes. About 2 or 3 months ago, in Chico area, there was a field of geese. There was like approximately 30 to 40 geese that had been slaughtered. And they were everywhere. It wasn't like a hunter that was cutting out the breasts and stacking them up.
Right.
Not only that, it wasn't that far out of town. There's a lot of residential area. They would have actually heard the gunshots if it was hunters, but they tried to blame it on hunters. And I looked to see if I could find any pictures so I could see the actual pictures to see if the chests were just ripped out or their guts or,
Yeah.
anything like that. But they didn't take any close-up pictures of them. They just took a picture of the field with all the dead geese.
That is absolutely terrifying. I mean, it's like the media, once again, media, government working hand to hand. We got some dead geese, blame it on the hunters, but let's not show them any pictures. And usually with things like that, there's usually pictures shown, because if a hunter went out with a shotgun, bird shot, would just, it wouldn't be that graphic of a picture. It would just be a field of dead geese. Or like you said, stacked up. That's very, very strange. It's a very...
Let me tell you something. I have geese. I had geese.
Right.
And if somebody was coming onto the property, they first would charge that person. And if the person didn't back down, they would take off.
Right.
They didn't just stand there.
Yeah, they're not... Geese for a bird is... farmers have them as like guard dogs sometimes, I've heard. They're very fearless.
Yes, they are. And they will beat the crap out of you with those wings.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's definitely something going on in your area. I mean, we've talked for a while, so there's a connection with a lot of just weird stuff going on. You had an encounter with a friend or a sis, I guess, that you were going to share with me?
Yeah, that's the one that was behind the chain link fence that was 8 feet tall.
Yep.
And the beast stood a foot over the chain link fence.
Okay.
The kids on the phone could clearly see the thing through the Zoom call, or not Zoom, it was a FaceTime call.
Was it a Dogman, or could they make out a muzzle, or was it a squash?
No, I don't think she could really make out a whole lot, except it did have pointy ears. She did say that.
Okay.
She said that it was massive because she's kind of night blind.
Yeah. So
what she saw was kind of a blur, except for the ears. And the growl, the thing was loud because she didn't walk right up to the fence. She was kind of back. What the fuck is that?
Right.
Asking the kids type thing, and the kids yelling at her. Yeah. So, and the kids swear it was a Dogman.
That's absolutely terrifying. I mean, it's right in your backyard. On top of your kids seeing one as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and like you said, there's there's not a lot of woods in your vicinity. You know, there's the river and the buttes, but it's just, I mean, they're obviously using the Sacramento River to travel. Like they love to, you know, use waterways as like their roadway. So on top
because the brush is very thick through there.
Right. And you've got a lot of unexplained people going on up there too. Like just missing people and stuff like that. So
I would love to actually get a real number of how many of the homeless have gone missing. But it's almost impossible to get that information because we hear people say all the time, where's so-and-so? I haven't seen so-and-so. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe they moved on.
Right.
But, I mean, most of the homeless people have been here for many years. You know, it's not like they're transient homeless people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is their home area. They feel comfortable there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I really wish what the true number was and to find out what the hell happened to these people.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I was talking to the subscriber in Tennessee just recently, and he had, I don't know if you heard the upload, but he went down to Jimtown Road where the double attacks happened that they blamed on a guy and his dog, or dogs, but they only had one, and it wasn't a cane corso. And he met up with a homeless guy, and the homeless guy told him, you know, you be careful because that thing will come out of the woods and knock you right off of your bike. And the guy who I was talking to had to think about, well, this poor guy lives out here and knows what the hell these things are. They don't have a wall around them to protect them at night. You know, they have no sort of protection, the homeless.
Right.
And it's easy pickings for whatever is out there.
Exactly.
It's definitely, it's sad, but, you know, like you said, there is no, because the FBI or the local police, they almost look like at this as being kind of not a blessing, but it's just one less homeless person that they have to worry about, one less vagrant, you know?
They see them as non-people, and that really pisses me off.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are human beings, and I find it absolutely disgusting that nobody really looks into their disappearance.
Right.
Because they are homeless. And it's like, this isn't right. These people have been here for years. Why would they just disappear?
Yeah, that's crazy. And there's people in the buttes that have had, you know, I've heard stories about that area, and it's not, you know, there's definitely some cryptid goings on as well as occult stuff and, you know, satanic occults, UFOs.
Oh, yes.
You know, and it seems like these are connected. You've got satanic cults, UFOs, orbs, cryptids, and all in one spot. And Shasta is notorious for it. And, you know, up Northern California is known for its weirdness. So,
oh, well, California is weird anyways.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of weirdness up here.
Yeah. We're talking about something that you went on a hike or something and you knew it was time to go or something like that.
Oh, yes. I went up to Lassen to do some fishing on Hat Creek.
Now, how far, where is that? Can you roughly, like, where, by Shasta or?
You can see Shasta from Lassen.
Okay.
I would have to say it's, if you go overland, you'd be, flying wise, you'd be there in like 15 minutes. Okay. From Lassen to Shasta. But we all split up when we go fishing, and I started heading down the creek, and I went into some thick brush, some pine trees and such. And as I'm throwing my lure in and pulling it out, it's like something just was creeping me out. I had the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I had a feeling that I was in severe danger and I needed to leave now. I'm not a chicken. I carry a firearm anywhere I go. But I just had that feeling, you need to get out of here, girl.
Right.
And so I did.
Yeah,
we have instincts that tell us when we're in a bad situation.
Absolutely.
And people need to learn to listen to those instincts.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. It's it's like dogs or animals. We're an animal as well, and these instincts have been with us since the dawn of mankind for a reason, because in the beginning we weren't the apex predator. There was always something bigger and badder out in the woods, and that's why we have those feelings. That's why our hair stands up on the back of our neck when the woods go silent, because we know instinctually, oh shit, there's something out here. But we take for granted the comforts, the creature comforts of our cell phones and our warm house, that we think that we are the king out there. Yet we're not. We're not even close to being the biggest predator out in the woods, even when we have a firearm.
No, absolutely not. It's sometimes you come across something that's bigger than your 9mm.
Yep.
Like a bear.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sometimes you just got to listen to that and get the heck out of there. You don't want to be another 411, or even worse, being torn apart by something.
I do agree. When I talking to you and getting to know you, I was blown away of how you described your area. And then to know that there's all of these little, not little, but, accounts that have happened. Your kids see, and like you said, it's almost like there is no woods there. There's a riverbed, the river and the school and stuff. These things are just lurking around, unnoticed, by human eye, and doing what they need to do or what they can get away with. And it's mind-blowing to me.
And Jeff, I don't know if I brought this up to you. Down where the kids saw it, there's a guy down there on the block. I won't say his name. But he thought he called it a hellhound. I think he saw a Dogman, because the description he gave me of it, he said it was one big MFer, and that it growled, it had huge teeth, and it had red eyes, and it was black. I think it's the same one that the kids saw, that Sis saw. The guy won't even go out on the river at night anymore. He used to go out all the time in his boat and go fishing. He won't anymore.
So was he fishing and he saw this? How, if you don't
he was coming home from fishing.
Okay.
And he saw it right where I told you that my kids saw it, was in that little promenade area, what used to be the promenade in the 1800s, which has the Indian mound there.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is crazy. I mean, you've got an Indian mound and 2 sightings of the same thing in the same
3
area.
sightings.
Well, I'm saying in that area because you're
yeah.
But that's there. Interestingly enough, I heard there's a person in Maine that I spoke to. I don't think he shared this. I don't believe he shared this on the channel. He's been on the channel because he's had a Sasquatch encounter. But there's these Indian mounds out in Maine, not clear, not by the ocean, but you know, people think Maine, they think ocean, but there's a lot of woods in Maine, a lot of woods, and apparently where these Indian mounds are, there's either maybe one or two, maybe three tops, but supposedly there's this dog-like creature that protects these mounds. And like you and I were talking, I think there's a lot of misidentification with hellhounds and Dogman because they look very much alike. They're black, red eyes. They like to be near either Indian mounds, cemeteries. I think you're right. I think your analysis on what that guy saw was a Dogman, because you know it's kind of hard unless it just disappeared in like a cloud of smoke or a wisp of, you know, nothing. Then it would be a hellhound. But I think you're absolutely right about that being a Dogman.
Well, I had asked him, I said, did it disappear in front of you? And he said, no. That's why I said that wasn't a hellhound. That was a Dogman that you saw.
When timeline, from him seeing it to your kids seeing it, was it the same year or was there time between it?
Yeah, it was the same year, but there was several months.
Okay. Now,
in between.
Your sis's.
That was 2 months ago.
Okay. So 2 years difference, right? About?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That's it. That is absolutely terrifying.
What cracks me up is the kids, Mom, get in the effing house. Get in the... And she was going to take it on. Yeah. Like, sis, you're an idiot.
That is insane. Only to have a 8-foot fence stopping it from...
Yeah. Exactly. And it's like, I worry because, like I said, if she has a couple of shots, she thinks she's 10 feet tall.
Right.
And I'm afraid that she's going to end up getting hurt.
Yeah, well, I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, just not even having shots. I mean, you know, it could just something... I don't think anyone's safe when these things are around, especially lurking.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's definitely insane. So I don't hang up before the interview or after the interview, but is there anything else that you'd like to share with anybody?
No, Jeff, I just thank you very much for being interested in us little people out here and what people have gone through. You're an amazing human being. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. And I'm just like everyone else. I'm no one special. I have a platform that everyone else could have. I'm thankful for you guys for, you know, sharing your information with me because, you know, I think we're a community and we make, you know, you share your encounter, someone shares theirs, and we get information from each other. It's to me, it's like a forum kind of, and I appreciate all of you guys. So thank you very much. We all
got a piece of the puzzle, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We really do. We just got to figure out where those pieces go so we can get the ultimate answer, and that's the truth. So, well, I really appreciate you coming on. And it's been a great time talking to you. Prior the interview and during the interview. So thank you very much, Holly.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right. I'll talk to you later, and thank you for your interview.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. I really had a wonderful time talking to Holly. She actually had remembered a couple of things afterward. There's a lady in a town north of her, I believe north, that is actually having a 10-foot metal or steel, whatever, metal stockade fence built.
because she's had many other wooden fences just destroyed from a creature coming into her yard, which was, I mean, you've got a big creature if you're building a 10-foot freaking metal fence. Also, when she was talking about like her town is very, very small, and it is creepy as fuck, man. I looked at it, and for anonymity reasons, I'm not going to share it. But she was discussing about like this Dogman that had been seen. There's a butcher in her town, and they put these discarded leg bone, everything in this barrel, and that's sealed. But they end up finding these pieces from this butcher shop all around their neighborhood and the town, which, I mean, only points to one more thing. Hey, there is, excuse me, there is something living here. So, wow, I mean, what a freaky little town. And she said it, there's paranormal shit going on there. There's a lot of stuff. California is a real creepy place, I'm starting to find out. I already knew it was creepy, but not all of it. But it seems like all of it is.
All right, guys, just a lot of crazy information right there. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. I truly like to thank you all for supporting this channel. It is your support, after all, that helps this channel to continue to grow and go, and what gives people a place to share their experiences, ideas, and theories with no ridicule, zero judgment, 100% respect and decency. Thank you. Everyone stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant, keeping an eye on our children, pets, family, and friends. These creatures are real. They're definitely out there. Share this information with the people you love and care about, and it may just help save their lives someday. Until next time, never stop asking questions, never stop searching for answers, and God bless.